I'm going to be making an updated version of my pressure cooker pasta, and so I'll briefly go through the ingredients. I've got a quantity of frozen hamburger, and I'm going to be using approximately 8 ounces of this 16-ounce package of rigatoni, so approximately half of it. And then for spices, I have chopped onion, Italian seasoning, garlic salt, what is that? Oregano leaves and lemon pepper. And then we have a jar of ragu chunky roasted garlic. And I may put a little table salt in there as well. And this is the pressure cooker. It's the Power Pressure Cooker XL. So to start with, I am going to thaw out the hamburger here in my microwave oven. And let's see, I've already got it set for defrost, so we want 1 for ground meat, and I think that was probably about approximately 2 pounds. So start, and then once that's thawed, we'll proceed. So the hamburger is pretty much thawed. This is one area where the recipe is going to vary from the recipe that I put up before for the pressure cooker pasta. This may sound weird, but I am actually going to cook the hamburger in the microwave. And so the way to do that, I've done it many times in the past with conventional pasta. The way to do that is to have the hamburger thawed, and then you can salt and pepper, kind of mix it up. And obviously this is like a Corelle dish, and so what I'll do is just put another Corelle dish on top of it, a flat dish, and then put that inside the microwave and cook it for about 3 minutes, and then check it, stir it up, and if it needs to be cooked some more, then I'll cook it some more. So go ahead and cook this, and then I'll show you what to do afterwards. The hamburger is cooked, and so what I have here, I've got an identical bowl. Basically, it doesn't have to be identical, but it's just happened to be what I grabbed. And I've got a slotted spoon, and then I've got a paper towel that is doubled over. And what I'm going to do is spoon this out. And the idea with the slotted spoon is that all of the grease, or most of the grease as possible, can drip out through the slots. And then I just put that onto the paper towel, which will further absorb the grease. So I'll finish dipping that out and show you what it looks like once it's all in the paper towel. So I have all of the hamburger dipped out of the original bowl that I cooked it in the microwave. It's in the paper towel, and so what I do with the paper towel, I simply fold it over, and fold it over about 4 ways so it's completely folded over, and then just flip the thing over so that gravity will help draw any remaining juice out of it, or grease. A lot of it's just mostly grease. But you can see by cooking it in a microwave, you can see how much grease actually came out of the hamburger. And that wasn't really cheap hamburger. I don't know how lean it was. I don't have the original packaging anymore. But because I broke it up after I bought it and vacuum sealed the individual packages. But that's still quite a bit of grease, and I don't particularly care for the taste of grease, especially in pasta. And so this is a great way. It may seem weird cooking it in the microwave. Some people are going to complain about that, I know. But give it a try, and I think you're going to find that if you follow my instructions, you'll end up with some great tasting hamburger and really get the grease out of it. And that's true even if you use really cheap hamburger. You'll get more grease out of it, but you'll still be able to get the grease out of it. As opposed to conventional methods of cooking it, you're going to end up with lots of grease mixed into your pasta sauce. So I have dumped the hamburger, the jar of ragu sauce, and then I filled the empty jar up about 2/3, probably up to about the top of the label right here. Put the lid back on it, give it a good shake, and dump that in there. About half of the bag of macaroni that I had, and then the spices. One ingredient that I forgot to mention is margarine. Now you can add margarine. I prefer to add margarine, or it could be butter if you wish. Margarine of your whatever kind you like. But that does end up adding to the overall flavor of it. Or you can leave it out if you want to, but I prefer to kind of leave it in there because I like the flavor that it adds. So the next step then is to put the lid on the machine and make sure that it's set to pressure mode. And then I'm going to hit the button here and then the time adjust, and we're going to go with this particular machine. We go to 10 minutes under pressure. Now that may vary from one brand of machine to another, so you need to experiment. I've experimented with this machine with pasta, and I've found that 10 minutes really does work the best, and it doesn't even really matter if I vary the amount of ingredients. It still takes about 10 minutes for the pasta to cook about right. 9 minutes, it's not cooked quite enough, and 11 minutes, it's overcooked. So, but that may vary with your individual model of a pressure cooker, as I said. So the time elapsed, and the alarm went off. I let out the steam, and I've got the lid off, and I've also given it a stir, which is important to give that a stir. And so I'll plate some of this up and take a final look at it. So here it is on a plate. I haven't taken a bite of anything yet, so I'll just see if I can get a small piece of hamburger. I'm going to have to blow on it to cool it down. Okay, that has a very good flavor. It's, you cook pasta, pretty much anything you cook in a pressure cooker ends up tasting really good, and that does include the pasta. So that concludes this video. As I said before, the only modification that I've really made is cooking the hamburger in the microwave oven in order to really eliminate as much of the grease as possible, and it really does make a difference in the overall flavor.